30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh my God!
Popcorn World.
Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of can. Let you make it round the world with the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. The Popcorn World.
You're now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, C Major. At power forward, I'll be. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five.
Add one more plus me and
I tell you what, we might be a little later than we normally are, but we're still here. Shout out to Mike Brown for being the perfect nighttime elixir. That's Reggie Love. That's Chad Major. This is the Five. We are wasting no time. We getting right to it. We got breaking news coming out the gate. And it's not really breaking if you're watching basketball right now, because you know that Giannis is not playing tonight. Ja Morant is not playing tonight. Neither one of those gentlemen are over their injuries completely. And that's just what it is. So there you go. Any thoughts? So far, it looks like it's early still. Memphis is up by 12 on the Lakers with 4 minutes to go and 4.5 minutes to go in the second. So it doesn't look like it's completely affecting them. But we've seen them play without.
Yeah, I'm about to say we've seen them play pretty decent without Ja.
Right.
Not but if you've been watching the game, you look at they just don't look very athletic without Ja. They're just playing a little bit more team basketball right now, but I don't see that going too far in this playoff without Ja.
Right.
Yeah.
They're gonna need him at some point, and I think the Lakers just gotta weather the initial storm, and it looks like they kind of are, because they've kind of settled in, and these games, it's ebbs and flows. So I don't think, honestly, the Bucks or the Lakers have a whole lot to worry about for the series. Both of them look like they should be able to handle their series pretty much without their superstar player. But anyway,
this looks like desperation game 2 for Memphis. That's what it looks like.
Right. And it is. they can't afford to go down 2-0 and head back to LA. That's for sure.
Right.
So
Definitely,
I would agree with that. So so we'll keep going to the news that everybody is talking about in the country. It broke late last night, shocked everybody because I think everybody thought this was a possibility, but I'm not sure anybody thought it would be a reality because everybody felt like, well, he got suspended, so that's probably gonna be. I mean, he got ejected, so that probably will be enough, and they shouldn't need to do much more than that. Well, that was not the case. Right around midnight last night, as the Phoenix Suns game was winding up, the news broke that Draymond Green was suspended for Game 3. He will not be participating. And listening to the executive of player personnel, not personnel, but player, whatever you call it, whatever his official title is, he's over the punishments. Joe Dumars today, he said it was for three things. It was for the act of stomping on the man's chest. It was for the activity afterwards, rousing up the crowd, and then of course it was for the history that he has as he's a repeat offender. He said those are the reasons why they did it. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. You agree, disagree? Did they overreact? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess I'll go first since we have a diehard Golden State fan.
He's feeling away. He's feeling away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say no. I mean, when I spoke to you, Lloyd, yesterday, I said maybe not. But then if you watch the whole situation and you see, wow, the stump plus all the activities afterwards, and some of the words that I'm hearing that he was saying to the crowd, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna get Jet suspension. So
yeah.
And I know this has nothing to do with it, but somewhat the commissioner was right in the middle of all that. It's like, yeah, that wasn't the best either. Even though that wasn't a determining factor, but it's kind of like.
But Reggie, I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think it was.
You think?
How many of us can go in front of our boss and act a fool and expect to keep our job?
Yeah.
Facts.
You can't tell your boss, or you're not telling your boss that, but you can't tell the rest of the employees or the customers, y'all can suck it in. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What?
Like
Yeah.
sometimes I think our guys in sports live in this weird fantasy bubble of reality.
Right.
And they think they can kind of get away with stuff that you could not get away with in a normal world. Like, bro, where do they work? As the kids say, where do they do that at? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I don't understand. When I'm like you, Reggie, when I went back and really rewatched the whole entire thing and I listened to what Joe Dumars said, do I think he should have been suspended? No, because I just don't think it was one of them situations where he did it in and of himself. Like if he just came out of his own and just did this, then I was like, well, golly, Draymond, what's wrong with you? But he was provoked, and I think he had been provoked through the two games. If you go back and look at like JJ Redick, shout out to him, he made a really good point. If you go back and look at all of the things that the Memphis Grizzlies had done in the two games, like really look at that, he broke it down. Go back and look at this. They pulled him down to the ground. Sabonis is pulling him down. He's using Draymond tricks against Draymond. Right. Draymond took the bait. So did he take the bait? Yes, he took the bait. Now, when you take the bait, you get what happens when you take the bait.
Right.
Now, he should have done it. It was stupid. It was like really, really stupid. But I think suspension, once you eject the guy, I think that should,
Well,
I don't know.
Now the ejection I agree with, but all the suspension, I think if Draymond stumped and let it ride, but he didn't.
Yeah, it was everything. Yeah.
He did everything. So
It was
to
everything.
me, all those antics deserve the suspension because those antics afterwards. I understand what you've been through. Hey man, it's a lot of players been tugged, grabbed, and held for 2 games, 3 games,
Right.
4 games in a series. That's nothing new.
Right.
There's not. Matter of fact, you're doing it, Draymond. You're doing the same thing that's getting done to you.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
And like you said, and I agree with you, Lloyd. You got, you took the bait.
Yeah. Cuz went a different route. He phrased it a different way.
Yeah, he phrased it.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And this is coming from a Golden State fan. It's just a pattern of things that he's done that he hasn't learned from. From 2016 to different other instances to the Jordan Poole thing. It's just like, bruh, like you're not going to get away with all this stuff, especially since you have a target on your back already and your reputation speaks for itself. You're not going to get, you're not invincible. So,
right.
You've cost championships, likely championships before, and important games. You got to, if you're going to be the emotional leader and a leader on the team, you got to be able to think smart and be able to block out some of that stuff. I know Sabonis was doing this thing, but I mean, as a competitor, you're supposed to be doing that. So it's how you rise above it and try to outsmart him. You're the veteran, so you're supposed to outsmart him and beat him at his own game. But
listen, and again, this is going to look as dumb as how far they're able to go in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
So if this costs them, we're all going to look back and say, because listen, as bad as the 2016 was, if the Golden State Warriors go ahead and finish it off, nobody's talking about it. We're only talking about it because it looked like it cost them a title. So same thing here. If this cost them a chance to go further in the playoffs, well then,
and also
everybody will point to Draymond and say, although I don't know if it's Draymond, I think the Kings are pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, and they have Mike Brown, who was from the Warriors system, so he knows all the players front and back and knows their tendencies. So it was a very not good matchup that we got Sacramento, hindsight. But this is also Draymond's contract year as well, so that also is going to factor in some things as well, depending.
Well, let me ask that question then. We'll ask that question real quick. What do you think the Warriors are going to do? You bring that up. Is this going to affect whether or not they bring them back? Should it affect? Because in theory, you say, well, maybe it's time for the Warriors to move on. But to what?
That's what they have to figure out.
What do you want to do?
Because there's going to possibly be a lot of changes. Draymond's a free agent. Bob Myers is a free agent. So it could be a totally different, leadership front office next year. And, depending on how young, if they want to, get younger. I mean, you still got Steph there who's still, capable of doing things. And, you got to make a decision on Clay, if you want to keep him around. And it's going to be you could blow it up or you could tweak it. I don't know what they're going to do.
So let me, so me being a Spurs guy, and we've been through this situation that you're going through right now. When is it time to say, you know what, we have made our run? We're getting older. Do we have enough pieces in place, considering what's in the West right now? Can we win it again? When do we realize maybe we need to blow some of these pieces up? Maybe we can add a piece here, add a piece there, go run. But the pieces that we have in place, our big three, what I mean by big three is Draymond, Clay, and Steph.
Right.
When do we blow that up? Sooner or later, Tony Parker went to Charlotte, and he didn't play well in Charlotte. But sooner or later, it happened.
Yeah, you got to move on.
You got to move on. So when do Golden State say, "Hey, it's time to make a move"?
I think, in my opinion, with Steph playing at the level that he's playing with, I think you got to do whatever you can to maximize whatever this 3 to 4 year window around him is. Same thing that you mentioned San Antonio, so I'll use San Antonio.
Right.
And I'll even use my own squad, the Lakers. The same way with LeBron, same way with Tim Duncan. When you have a great, it's the mistake that the Lakers didn't do really with Kobe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they drafted well, but they drafted guys that were purely potential guys. Now they've all, to Magic's credit, they've all grown into their potential.
Right.
But when you have a Kobe Bryant who is at the end,
right,
you have to decide, do we want to go all in on his final years, or are we going to just kind of start drafting for tomorrow? Well, the Lakers did it backwards. They went drafting for tomorrow and wasted those last few years, and they still ended up having to,
bring in pieces,
make a whole lot of moves and whatever. So they just did it backwards. The Spurs, I think, did it right. They went all in. They got a ring. They got a finals. And then they said, okay, it's over. Like, Timmy's done. This is his run. So now we got to start rebuilding. And rebuilding takes time. So
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if a full rebuild is necessary or just a retooling. Because I mean, there's guys out there you can get with you have trade pieces that you can trade and get guys. So I don't know if a full rebuild is what's going to be.
It's crazy. The NBA and even say the NFL, it's a copycat league. So what you're seeing, Sacramento is just basically copying Golden State. That's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's how they're winning, and that's how they became the second seed in the West this year, is copying the philosophy of Golden State. Yeah. They just have younger players. So in that aspect, it's going to be more copycats, and I think Golden State copied San Antonio a little bit, but I ain't going to talk about that.
I mean, maybe Chicago, who knows?
But you know what I'm saying? So can you replace a Draymond and still win in this league in the West?
Not as they are now. No,
right.
No, the answer to that is no. There's only a couple of guys in the league, and one of them is not actually there yet. Like, mentally, he's not there. Physically and athletically and talent-wise, it says he could do it, but mentally he can't do it. And that's Ben Simmons. He would be the perfect replacement if mentally he was there, but mentally he's so far down the road. Good God. So
here's the other side to that, Lord. It's not many teams that Draymond can go to and fit in as well as he fit in with Golden State. It's funny, it's like the perfect marriage almost.
No, it is. It 100%. What you're saying is 100% true. So that's what makes that's why I said, that was one reason why I said no. Because I don't think it's easy across the board. Now, would a team take a Draymond? The right team would.
Right.
The right team would. A competing team would. Us Clippers would absolutely take a Draymond. Yeah. Probably in LA to some degree, depending on what the numbers look like. They probably would, because they're trying to maximize LeBron's final years or whatever. So all in on a 1-year deal, they might do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll take his baggage too. He has smarts up here basketball wise. It's just
but his baggage is not.
No,
it's not what you think it is. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're never gonna say he's a bad teammate. You're never gonna say he's causing the organization problem. He's not that guy. He's just
I'm not saying that.
Sometimes it don't make sense.
That's what I wasn't saying as far as him being a bad teammate.
But I don't know if that's bad. That's my point. I don't know if that's baggage. I just think it comes with him being. It's Dennis Rodman. Dennis goes drink and do some drugs and put on a dress. But also he gonna get you 20 rebounds and 4 blocks.
Right.
So and the
thing with that is he has to go to a team that's gonna fit that, because he can't go to a team that they're dependent on him to have average 15 and 20 points. He can't.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, you gotta address them around a team that's gonna have some shooters as well too. So, you know, like I know, repeat myself, man. It's almost unless you go to Sacramento, that's what you go get. Or
Yeah, and Sacramento might be a good spot for us. Actually, Sacramento might be somewhat perfect because he can teach them the defensive philosophy that Mike Brown is trying to teach them in the first place. So
right.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But as we move on to actually question 2 and 3, we're going to bring them in together. What teams have impressed you so much so far in the East and West, and what teams are in the East and West are in the most danger? I'll go first while you guys are figuring it out. For me, impressing wise, tonight notwithstanding, I would say the Lakers have. I would say Sacramento for sure has. They're a lot better than I thought they were, but I also see the holes that they have. And then on the East side, you know what? It's weird on the East because the top teams are doing what the top teams are supposed to do, but I don't know yet if they're good or not. Like Boston is beating down Atlanta, but Atlanta's not any good.
Yeah.
The 76ers are beating down Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's not any good.
Right.
So I don't know if any of those teams have impressed me. I think the teams in the West are the ones that have impressed me. The ones in the East, not so much.
Right.
So,
I would say on the East side, it would be not necessarily. I mean, I would go Cleveland, but more pushing towards Donovan Mitchell. He's definitely raised his game up. Yeah, he's raised his game up, and definitely has been an assassin in the playoffs. So he's definitely somebody that I think can take them far with the pieces that they have in the West. Like you named the Sacramento's and the aforementioned Lakers. If they can get their stuff right tonight, I think they'll come out with it. But I think Sacramento, I didn't expect for them to be up 2-0. So
right.
I do have a question though.
What is it?
Do you think Mike Brown is out coaching Steve Kerr, or is just
No.
I've heard that, and I'm like, stop. First of all, you can't out coach somebody who mentored you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like saying Steve Kerr out coached Greg Popovich. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He never will. Greg Popovich has forgotten more basketball than Steve Kerr will ever. Now, is he coaching his team well? Yes. But look who he got on the team. I mean, come on. So out coaching is a tricky thing to say. Right. Like, you got to be careful with how you toss that around. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say the East. To be honest with you, whoever, I'm going to go with the Knicks. Knicks 1-1.
Yeah, they did.
That's what you got to do. You win one on the road. That's what you want to do. So to me, and who's in trouble is, I would say, Cleveland out of all the teams, and unless Milwaukee loses tonight in the East, I would say Cleveland would be the one team that has a little trouble behind them.
I don't know. They looked pretty good last night, Reggie.
I'm just saying they lost one.
How foolish does Dallas look right now?
Yeah, but they came back and blew them out by 20, 30.
Hey, it don't matter. You lost. You asked me who do I think.
I did.
And then I didn't say they were going to lose. I said who was in the most trouble.
Who's in trouble? You said the Knicks are in trouble.
No,
Cleveland
is in trouble because they lost that one at home. If Knicks go and say I win 2 at home, now I'm up 3-1. You see where I'm coming from? Not saying that will happen, or I'm just saying out of likelihood, what team. I would say in the East it will be Cleveland, then Milwaukee. Those are the two teams because they have lost one at home.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're in trouble. But you're asking me what's the likelihood of the East?
Well, yeah. Now I hadn't mentioned trouble yet. To me, the team that might be in the most trouble, I think it's Phoenix. I just don't think this is a recipe.
And see, that was the second thing. I was gonna go to the West. I think the team that most impressed me the most is the Clippers. I mean, excuse me, Sacramento and the Clippers.
Right.
Not knocking the Lakers. I don't think Lakers was. Nobody is surprised what's going on with the Lakers number. If you go around, nobody's not surprised
That's true.
everybody know Memphis. Everybody know they like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. They talk.
Right.
Once they get that middle edge to them, and they become once they become how they talk and less talk and playing, Memphis is going to be a better. They need a veteran on that team. They need a serious veteran to can really bring that squad together. Right now, I love the way the Lakers playing, but it's not surprising me. Can I put it like that? Yeah. So I would say Sacramento and Clippers are in the West. The teams that impressed me the most in the West.
Yeah. I'll say this. I agree with you on that on the Clippers as well. And by saying that, that's why I brought up Phoenix, because I look at what Phoenix has, and do they have the firepower in Durant? Do they have it in Devin Booker? Yeah. Did CP3 play better last night? Yeah. But man, it took a Herculean effort to get that win. And listen, they playing a lot of minutes.
Okay.
They're playing a lot of minutes. And they have nowhere to go past the three of them. Like they get no contribution, almost virtually no contribution from the bench past number 6. I think Okogie. He played. They finally did play him last night, and he played a little while and got some contribution there. But man, they're gonna win 14, 15 more games like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it, and I'm not sure they can beat the Clippers like this. This is a lot. This is asking a lot.
And speaking of the Clippers, I mean, if they get through this round here, and they get Paul George back,
they'll be a tough out.
They're gonna be a tough out.
They'll be a tough
out. I got to give the coach some Teron Lue some credit here. He's got to play well. They
are my Western Conference final. I told y'all last week. I predicted an all LA Western Conference finals.
Yeah.
So I'm sticking by that. I think.
I'm sorry. I like Denver right now, and I think Denver's going to be in that Western Conference final.
But see, it's hard to gauge them because Minnesota is so bad. Like they're bad at everything.
But we have the reason why I say that, because this is the first time in 2, 3, 4 years we have seen a healthy Denver Nuggets team, and that's why I'm saying. Remember, we say health is big in the playoffs. They are healthy. They are healthy.
So then you don't like the Clippers that much, because you're saying, if you're saying that, then you said, well, you know what? That brings us to question 4. Let's just jump on to question 4 here. Question 4 says, when we return next week, who will be in the second round? So you're saying it's going to be Denver versus the Clippers
in the second round?
Yeah.
I said if they
that's
get
who would play.
Huh?
That's who would play.
Who, the Denver?
Yeah, that's
the Clippers.
Yeah, if they both win.
I said they'll be a tough out. Now, I didn't say they was going to win it. I just said they'll be tough. and then this is what I said. If they get past the
Suns.
Phoenix.
Right.
So, I still have my opinion. And like I said, it's just we all have our opinions on this. Absolutely. I just think that Denver is going to be in that Western Conference Finals.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Finally.
Like I said, it's hard to gauge Denver right now. Minnesota's just bad at everything. Like I fully expect a sweep from Denver over Minnesota. They don't do anything that makes me go they can beat Denver in 4 times.
Yeah.
Right.
So it makes it hard to see what they're gonna be. Meanwhile, Phoenix and Clippers, there's 2 ways it could go. They could be battle tested and ready for Denver when this is all said and done, or they could be so beat up from beating up on each other that they got nothing left for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I think the 4 teams that will remain in the West will be Denver, the Clippers, the Lakers, and Chad. I hate to say it, man, but unless unless they get these 2 games back to back, it's gonna be Sacramento. I just
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but at the end of the day, in every series, all it takes is one play or one thing. Every series that we're talking about can turn around.
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out if Phoenix can play a sliver of defense to be able to overcome the Clippers at this point. Because I have like Reggie, the Nuggets and the Clippers, and then Lakers and Warriors. So yeah,
I don't know if it's about them playing a sliver of defense. I think it's about them being able to play a sliver of defense for 48 minutes 3 more times.
Yeah.
With only 6 players. That's hard, bro. That's hard. And that's on the back.
When is Cameron Payne coming back? What's the scoop on him?
I don't know. But he needs to come back soon.
Yeah. You can't have a 45-year-old Chris Paul playing all the minutes.
Yeah.
Cameron Payne is a big help for him, but you're coming back off an injury without playing much. So,
And I hate to say this, but we're getting into the territory. I ain't gonna say it. Because I don't want to put that on him. I want to
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Chris Paul finish the series, man. And it ain't happened in quite some time.
Really, the clock is
run without an injury.
The clock is going. The clock is he's on the clock.
I'm just saying it's Chris Paul, just stay healthy is all we ask you to do. So we'll leave it there. Over in the East, when we come back, I think the top 4 seeds will have done what they were supposed to do. The only one you worried about, like you said, Reggie, is the Cavs and Knicks. But if the Cavs team from last night show up,
right,
Knicks don't have a chance.
Mm-hmm. So we're not worried about the Bucks without Giannis? No?
I'm not.
Now, if they lose tonight, now I'm gonna be worried.
But the Tyler Hero thing is massive, right? Because that was their bench. That was their bench scoring.
Yeah.
So now you're asking, can Kevin Love summons his 2015, 16 self? Can Duncan Robinson find himself again? Can Kyle Lowry find himself again and contribute? They haven't all season, so I don't know what would make me think they would do it now. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll absolutely see in the end all of this. But I think the top 4 seeds are going to do what they do. So, all right. That brings us to our final question, gentlemen, of the night. Just for fun, NFL question. The draft is next week. And we're going to get into some more of that. And also tomorrow morning, we are going to talk some draft stuff with Eric Wood from the Buffalo Bills. He'll be with us on Believe in the ACC. But not speaking about all the teams, what does your team need to do? Like, what in the first round, you'll be thrilled if your team does what?
Draft Anthony Richardson.
Ooh. So you going all in.
Well, I mean, because I think the first 2 is going to be out. That's why I'm hoping he's there. Now, if you want to give me CJ or what's my guy from Alabama?
Bryce. Yeah.
But I don't think them 2 are going to be the first 2 off the board. So I just think they're going to be first 2 off the board. So
okay, that's
why I'm saying Anthony Richardson, because I think he'll fit that offense that we're trying to run, that we're going to try to run. And So
okay. All right. Chad, what are you saying? You'd be thrilled if your Dallas Cowboys, if Jerry does what?
Select a wide receiver in the first round, the best available wide receiver in the first round.
Wow.
A wide receiver?
Wide receiver. I have more. He may not be there. The person that has it may not be there at 26. So if he's there,
it's going to be one Bijan Robinson. You don't want to replace Zeke?
We can get this quality running backs in there, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be at 26.
I heard y'all can get Zeke back on the less money. I heard that.
I mean,
at this point, Zeke would move in with Dak and just,
I mean, I don't know.
Have you heard that too?
You can get Zeke back now.
I've heard that they didn't want to offer him something about a pay cut, but I mean, if it gets towards the season and he's not signed, I could see them exploring it. But I feel like we need more weapons for Dak. I heard them say they want to get a tight end. If it's not the guy from Georgia, I don't. Was it Washington or something like that? If it's not him, I don't think we should even look at tight end at this point. So I would rather get the best available wide receiver to add to the Brandon Cooks, the CeeDee Lamb, core, and see if we can go ahead and rock with that.
Okay. We need a receiver for sure, but we need a corner for sure. So one of those two, I think I'll be happy with. If we take the best corner available, or if we take the best receiver available at that spot, I'm thrilled either way.
What pick do you have, Lord?
20. We got the one before them.
Yeah,
25, I guess it is. Yeah, we just got to be smart. The one thing I've enjoyed about this offseason, we've not done anything dumb. And it's been a lot of seasons since I've been able to say we've not done anything dumb. And that includes not overpaying for Saquon. And I love Saquon. Want to see him stay, but I don't want to overpay for him. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't want to overpay for him. And we didn't overpay for Daniel. We got him at the price that you probably should get him for. So let's keep doing smart stuff like that. If we do that, and continue to build, we filled a lot of holes this offseason. So let's keep doing that. And a young, spry wide receiver would be great. Although I'm not opposed to the rumors of the DeAndre Hopkins thing, although I don't love that because I don't want to overpay.
You got to trade for him.
Right. And I don't want to overpay, and I don't want to trade stuff that we could use long term and keep our numbers down.
Right.
Financially, you know what I mean? So it's a tricky place we're in, but so far they've handled it very well. But I wouldn't mind having another solid wide receiver come off the board. So there you go.
The one that you want is not going to be there.
Who's they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not if we trade up.
But see, that's if y'all want a wide receiver. I'm telling you, if the rumors are true, y'all gonna do something crazy and go get Brian Robinson.
No, they've been talking tight end. They've been talking to dude from Notre Dame, Mayer.
Okay.
I don't like it, but
smoke and mirrors.
Cowboys might get another offensive lineman.
We need it.
You do need it.
I'm not opposed to it.
Everybody needs. I think the biggest thing for all three of our teams is that everybody wants to see them not do nothing stupid and waste the pick.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Don't waste it on something that that's just shiny. Sometimes that's the whole best available player thing. That ain't the thing. Like
my biggest fear is all three of those quarterbacks off, and then they just draft the kid from Kentucky, and I'm like, he's not gonna fit our system well.
Listen, that should be your fear. That should be your fear, brother.
Lord, don't talk to me, Lord. I don't want to hear that, Lord. Don't talk to me.
Listen, you need to be. I don't know what you listen. I know you got a strong prayer life. I think you need to use it. Use what the Lord has blessed you with. All right. Gentlemen, let's shout some people out if you don't mind. This is that time of the show. A short one tonight. We got a short one tonight. But let's shout some people out as we do at the end of each show. Shout out to Cam, Herb Cam. He's making some life adjustments today, but he'll be back with us next week. So we're looking forward to having him back.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll go first. Shout out to you guys, man. Always fun doing this with you guys, man. And let's keep it going. And shout out to Cam. I just got a short shout out. Shout out to my grandma. Today's her birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma.
Yeah,
Birthday,
happy
Grandma. I
birthday.
would sing, but I don't want nobody to sign me. So
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my shout out for tonight, man.
man. Well, shoot, I'm gonna shout out to the 5 as well. Definitely shout out to everybody, but shout out to McKinney High girls track team. I mean, they made it to the area, and
Let's go.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we're gonna give a shout out to them and let them bring it on home and move on over from area to regional. So hey, that's what we're gonna call that out. So
And we'll do what you won't do because you the proud papa. Shout out to our niece who's on that track team.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Shout out to the niecey Pooh.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's go. All right. I like that. It's a family affair. Y'all wouldn't understand. Okay.
Hey, you know what she got? She got that Block M on, so you know it's all good.
Oh yeah.
That's it, baby. That's it. Okay. My shout outs are very simple. Shout out to my guys right here on the 5 for always holding me down and keeping this thing moving like we've been doing, man. It's been great and it's getting better and better. We keep putting that key in and the doors keep unlocking. So we're getting close to some major announcements, hopefully here soon. So we're excited about that. I do want to send some love to my family here in Arkansas as we this weekend will lay to rest my beautiful aunt who passed on Monday. So shout out to the lovely Aunt Artelia Henry, who lived 93 wonderful, glorious years, and we will miss her laugh, and we'll miss her smile, and we'll miss everything about her. And we pray for the healing for our family, which we are getting. We are definitely getting. We are so thankful to have had the joy of being a part of her journey. She was a wonderful, wonderful human being. So, and then listen again, man. Shout out to the NBA playoffs for just being so darn good this year. Man, it's been some good fun TV to watch. Okay. And with my Lakers coming back right now, I feel good about everything. So with that being said, we're going to let everybody go and watch the playoffs tonight. Y'all enjoy your time with your family. Tune in to Believe in the ACC tomorrow morning. As we were sitting here, Eric Wood just hit us up and he's ready to rock and roll in the morning, so we're going to have a good time with him. Nice. So if you know a Buffalo Bill fan, hit him up. Tell him we got Eric Wood.
Also, I hope you ask him about Hamlin because he looks like he's
clear to play. I'm for sure going to ask.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's listen, we will give a collective shout out to that because that is about as cool as it gets. Yeah. What a journey that brother has been on. And we're glad to see God working miraculous things in that brother's life. So with that being said, we appreciate each and every one of you. That's Reggie Love over there. That's Chad Major down there. 5 questions got asked, 5 questions got answered. We'll do it again next week. Holla at your peoples.
Peace.
Five will get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the 5. All the songs 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me into the 5. Yeah, keep it on the floor.